All right, shalom, shalom. As always, I want to look towards the east and give all glory, honor, and thanks to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son for this wisdom and knowledge. That is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. As well as always, double honors, a respectful double honors upon to the apostles and elders of GMS, the many various camps of Great Millstone, whom I've learned and continue to learn this truth under. This being titled The Great Humbling of Edom. Edom, which would represent you so-called WHITE people. Y'all the ones that the world was given into your hands and you're running it, you done ran it into the damn ground. The little time of rulership you done had, you done fucked everything up. And the whole world is mourning under your rulership. It speaks on that in Proverbs 29 verse 2. Matter of fact. Hey, Salakia, 1 second. Let me get my side phone real quick. Okay, let's pull that up. Book of Proverbs. (29) verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the wicked is in rulership. And everything is suffering under this man in rulership because he's the wicked. He don't know how to do good. All he knows is evil, treachery. But that's the beautiful thing. How this man done moved treacherously throughout the whole earth. The Lord's going to recompense him that. That same treacherous tactics, that same treachery he done moved across the whole earth is going to fall on his own head. All right, and we know, let's get the book of Revelation. Matter of fact, I'm going to start here speaking on the humbling of Edom. This is book of Ezekiel 35 at the top. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. So you Edomites, you so-called WHITEs, you're Esau, you're Edom, you're Mount Seir, you're also Idumea, and we're prophesying against you in your wicked, evil rulership. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force, of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sit thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And this man's constantly pulling his sword out, especially on the children of Israel, which will represent today so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the 12 tribes of the Bible. He's constantly pulling some maneuvers, some tactics to destroy us as a people, pulling his sword out. Just look the other day in Venezuela. He done bombed, we know ain't nobody innocent, but people that ain't had nothing to do with nothing, he done sent some bombs off and snatched up their president. And then went on national TV, arrogant as hell. Like, yeah, we stole your shit. Fuck you gonna do about it? That's Esau, Edom. But all these nations are getting tired of this man's Debo. He's a bully. And his sword is what allowed him to get that power. But he's used it for nothing but wickedness, and these nations getting tired of that. And really, it's the Lord setting this man up for a very trepidous, a very epic downfall. Let's continue, I believe, to verse 11. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. Talking about the northern kingdom, representing mainly so-called Hispanics, Native Americans. You got Issachar, tribe of, which would be so-called Mexicans. Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans. Gad, so-called Native American Indians. Okay, and then the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Judah, so-called blacks. Benjamin, so-called West Indians, Jamaicans, and Levi, the so-called Haitians. He done took northern and southern kingdom, and we are yet this day in our captivity under this man. It's Egypt all over again, where all 12 tribes are in captivity, and he's dealt with our people very treacherously for centuries. Okay, and then the Lord, he not getting away with nothing. The Lord gonna return that on him. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And that's beautiful. And hey, Lord willing, we're that number. The number of Israelites that make it out of this impending destruction of Esau and his wicked ass kingdom. And we see this man's destruction. I just saw a video I reposted on my channel, a brother in GMS. He shared a vision that basically he got called up into the chariots, and there was a big celebration. Akim was all happy, of course, because they made it out of that nuclear destruction. And his scripture saying, in a twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. So that everyone's all celebrating in the chariot, and all of a sudden he said, everyone turned silent, and the bottom of the chariot turned straight glass. And you could just see, I think he said that's when the vision cut off. But you could see the destruction of America. Or that, Lord willing, we see that. The Lord is going to make an example of this man on how to not be a niggard. I believe it's Ecclesiasticus, the 14th chapter, that says, riches are not comely unto a niggard. This man didn't had everything in the whole world given unto him, and he still wants more. He's still going to take more. He's not going to let up. That's why he's going to be violently taken out of his rulership. And we're seeing all the signs of his kingdom come to an end. So let's speak on this upcoming woe, this third woe. Lord willing, it get intensified within the year of 2026. Because, these nations getting tired. They seen what he just pulled up on Venezuela like it's nothing. Give me all that oil. We need that. Like a thug. That's what this man is. Esau, Edom, he's the king of thuggery. This is Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's talking about World War II and World War III. World War II done already passed, and we're seeing World War III get that gasoline poured on it, that fuel, that petroleum. It's getting hot out here. And Lord willing, it's not going to let up. You had, 3 days into the new year, and Esau already on wartime. That's the time we're in. As well as this man, to show you he the devil, he didn't change the name from the Secretary of Defense to the Secretary of War. Because that's war is always in this man's heart. That's all he knows is war. It ain't going to be no peace on earth until Esau gets taken out of his rulership, and the righteous are in authority. Right now, the wicked are in authority, and everything's mourning under it. So we know, pursuant to the book of Job 9, verse 24, that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and he uncovered the faces of the judges. If not, where and who is he? Esau, Edom, you Edomites that done, put your face up as the people of the Lord, and replace the true judges, the true saints, the true Israelites. All right, y'all the wicked that's in rulership. And then it says, the Malachi 1 verse 4, that Esau, Edom, would be the border of wickedness. So everywhere this man touches down, wickedness is going to follow. As well, 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we know at the end of this current world, this age, which hasn't happened yet, that Esau would be the end, because all these prophecies ain't been fulfilled yet. So Esau would be the end of that world. And you ask the average person, that on the street, they could say that, yeah, this feel like the end of the world, the last days. And it is, because the wicked, he's intensifying his wickedness, but that's for a short time, and he's about to get taken out. As well as Revelation 12 verse 12. Let's get that. Revelation, the 12th chapter, verse 12. Esau, hey, you in trouble, boy. Esau, you in trouble, and he knows it. That's why he's moving sloppily. He's not thinking through of all his decisions, because he knows his time's short. His shot clock is running out. Book of Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the rulership of the wicked is, when he knows his time is running out, he's going to come down with wrath, with evil. And that's how we seen this man move. Let's go to the book of Genesis, to thoroughly describe Esau, how he would move. His gift was the sword, and he don't ever hesitate 2 seconds to pull it out. It's like Ice Cube and Boys in the Hood. Any little confrontation, he's pulling his gun out immediately. That's Esau. This man don't hesitate, and he's mainly pulled his sword out on the children of Israel. Let's get the book of Genesis 27. Speak on how this man moves. Book of Genesis 27, we'll start at verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So Esau would move by the way of the sword. And what's the modern day sword? These guns. Any form of weaponry, Esau done mastered. Hey, Shalom Malak, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakak Badash, Brakatha. Oh, balls Tawab over there. Yeah, that's how Esau moves, by the sword, and he done mastered it. You got missiles, submarines, helicopters, drones, machine guns, sniper rifles, and ultimately that great sword is that nuclear missile. But that was his gift. But sooner, we're in the time where that's going to turn into his curse. His same blessing. Galatians 6 verse 7, we'll get that. Be not deceived, the heavenly Father Yahweh is not mocked. Whatsoever a man reapeth, that's what he shall sow. Esau done reap nothing but the sword on all these nations, the whole world, and it's going to fall back upon him. And it speaks, verse 39, that he would get the fatness of the earth. So this man, he done controlled all the Americas, North, Central, South America, which he stole by blood. Don't ever forget that. He done stole this by way of bloodshed. He done stole Australia by the way of bloodshed. South Africa, all these islands, all these nations have been subject and have had to pay tribute unto the Edomites, because they done took it by way of bloodshed. But we're in the time where that's not going to work no more. And these nations are gearing up for a wartime, World War III, because they see how this man moves. If you don't got them missiles on you, Esau gonna come through and finesse you and rob you. All right, and hey, let's get let's go back to the book of Revelation. We went from 11 to 12. Let's get book of Revelation 13. This is why this being titled the Great Humbling. This man needs to be humbled. The Lord gonna smack him off his little red high horse. Revelation 13 verse 10. We'll start at verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the faith here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's what this man done did. He done hold on, Salak, 1 second. Voice getting a little dry. He done moved with the sword, and that same sword gonna fall on his head. He done led the Lord's people, the children of Israel, into captivity. He done put all the animals in captivity. Everyone's in a damn jail cell under this man's rulership. And he's going, what you think gonna happen to him? He's gonna have to pay that too. Con. Hey, real quick, beloved, if you can hear it, it's 2026, beloved, 2026. I saw you updated your latest live. But yeah, man, it's 2026, and then ain't no games being played out here, man. The Lord is intensifying it, and Lord willing, it continue. We want to get the hell out of this place. So let's start with some actions of how the Edomites would move, and by process of elimination, see who this matches up with today. Because I even got in an argument with ChatGPT. It tried to tell me that we don't know who the Edomites are to this day. And then that's a straight lie. So I asked Chat, so you saying the Edomites have been done away with? It said, no, I didn't say that. But no, we know exactly who the Edomites are of the Bible today. They are the wicked, and everything they gonna do, they gonna move wickedly. Book, Micah. Get the book of Micah, the 2nd chapter. Make sure I have that right. Did I confuse that with Malachi? Let me, Salaki Akim, let me just double check. Oh, there it is. I was looking at chapter 1. This is Micah, the 2nd chapter. We'll start at the top. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And we didn't see that with Trump touching down in Venezuela. This so-called president, he done snatched him up with his wife in the middle of the night, dropped a couple bombs over there, and brought him back to Brooklyn and put him in some sweatpants and put him on national TV, and then said, hey, Colombia, Mexico, Cuba, y'all better get right too. You know what I'm saying? This man has the power to do iniquity. He's bombing everyone to hell and back, sending drone strikes. That's these Edomites who are in power. You don't see these other nations don't have power to come through and kidnap the president of the United States and say, hey man, y'all wasn't pumping enough oil as you should have been. We gonna hold that for now, and we gonna take over your country. But Esau, he got that type of power. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. That's what this man does. He's constantly plotting, looking to hit a stain, looking to hit a lick, Who holding on what? We gonna take that. That's how this man, he moves by the force of the sword. Let's get that again. Book of Micah, the 2nd chapter, verse 2. Talking about you Edomites, you so-called self-proclaimed WHITEs, currently in rulership. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And all these nations have a story of Esau coming through and ransacking their shit. You know, raping their women, you know, feeding them feminism, feeding them all types of bullshit and madness of doctrines, everything wicked. That's what this man does. And then he holds the resources and pollutes it and then taxes you to hell and back to get them. He wants everyone to come to him for the want of all things. He wants everyone to be in subjection under him. And he knows he's a cunning hunter. He knows I'm going to take the resources and y'all going to have to come to me. Now let's get the book of Habakkuk. The 2nd chapter as well. This man everywhere he not supposed to be. He's all in everywhere at the same damn time. Habakkuk 2. And I'll start at verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run and that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And hey, since coming into this beautiful gospel, this knowledge, this the Israelites, who the true Israelites of the Bible, that was what, summer of 2020. You know, the first thing we do is we tell people in our family, people close to us, co-workers, which I don't advise doing that anymore. You know, who Esau is, who the children of Israel are, who Amalek is. We say all that. Never mind these prophecies. World War III, Yahushai, he's a Judite, so-called black man. As well as this man's going to come down with a evil device. He's going to cause everyone to take a chippity chip, spoken on in Revelation 13:2. All these prophecies. And most of our people scoff. Oh, you niggas are crazy. You got to get a job, whatever. Now that it's 2026, you know, Akim don't look so crazy no more. And now you can imagine how much more, you know, our elders who've been in this truth a lot longer, and our apostles, you know, way back in the 80s and 90s preaching this, and people done fell out. But now look at the state of the world now. These prophecies are coming true. This is going to be continue. Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And we seen that with Trump. He's sitting in the office just talking prideful as hell. We all that oil, we need that, we taking that. And we would have spun the block again. We would have sent a second strike, but y'all didn't really want that. So hey, we got your little president over here in prison up in Brooklyn in sweatpants, and all the rest of you nations better watch too. This man's on a warpath. He's on a rampage, but it's beautiful. As soon as I saw that, I got turned up in the spirit, because Esau, he's stretching his military too thin. He's living by the sword, but he's overdosing on that. He's going to have too many battles to fight, and he's not going to be able to protect the home front either. That's why we're going to see a civil war brew up as well. All this man knows is steal, rob, kill. Let's get that as well in the book of John. Let's get John, the 10th chapter. verse 10, and this is going to be Yahushua speaking. This is the traits of Esau, Edom. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. But for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. And that's Yahushua. We putting our faith in Yahushua. Okay, you got Jake in the world, the rapper Young Jeezy said, trap or die. But for us in this truth, it's Yahushua or die. It ain't no plan B. This is all we have. All we have is the faith that we gonna be granted mercy and get protection out of this man's hand. This is a very violent man, and we don't have no protection against him. It speaks on that in Isaiah 41 verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob. The Lord thy Redeemer will protect thee. Okay, we gonna need protection against this man because he done mastered his sword and he's unleashing it on everyone. He's on a straight war path. Where's let's get another one on how this man moves. On stealing resources. Esau love that. He steals the sources, remixes it, taints it, pollutes it to maximize his profits. And then taxes you to go buy it from him when it's in a polluted state from it originally was. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 in the Apocrypha. We'll start at verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. And that's what this man does. He's constantly always plotting what to take. Let's see what the Ak got. Yeah, Khan, we gonna get that Ak for sure. Russia president says he's glad they have nukes because America was going to try and come kidnap him like that. Khan, and I believe what's his name? Kim Jong-un, the head of North Korea, said the same thing. They see all these nations, they peeping what Esau just done came through to Venezuela and snatched their president up. And all these nations going, damn, like these American Edomites are on some whole different shit. We got to lock and load. We got to load the clip up because he might come for our shit too. And that wasn't for no damn drugs. I'm in downtown Toledo. Go 5 blocks in any directions, you're going to see neighborhoods that look stricken with drugs. All these cities stricken with drugs. And those are the illegal drugs. You got Kensington Ave in Philadelphia. Everyone passed out, slumped over in the middle of the streets. Esau don't give a fuck about drugs. Never mind the legal ones. Got a CVS and Walmart on every damn corner. Okay, all these people are strung out on some form of drugs here in Babylon. Esau don't give a damn about that. It's about resources and oil. I had a video titled Grand Theft Oil. That's what this man does. He, going back to this, Sirach 39 verse 27, all these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned to evil. And what Esau did a strike over there, I believe in Nigeria as well. There's a country in Africa, it might be Zambia, that a giant amount of cobalt was found. So Esau tiptoeing over there too, seeing what's up. That's what this man does. But hey, it's gonna fall on him. I think I might add that in my notes too. Yup, yeah. I got Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter. I'm gonna go to that right now. I'm gonna start at verse 8. Yeah, I got that verse 4 right there. I got it right here in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus 10, Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Right now, ain't nothing profiting under this man, because why? He's the wicked. He's a demon. He's covetous. All he cares about is his profit. If he's eating, I could be stuffing my face. You niggas is starving. I don't care. That's this man. But the Lord is going to knock him off that little perch. We'll just jump down to verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And there's a video, Baba Gashal, Lord willing, when I get home, after this, is a video that shows how Esau done did that, kidnapping of the president down in Venezuela. I saw it from the guy DJ Academics. He showed this video on how strategic he did that. This man moves in cunning. He's mastered his cunning. He's mastered his deceit. And he's got that sword on deck with it. But he only got a little bit longer to do that. He's fallen into a trap. Why? And he was proud about it. Verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The physician, Yahushai, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And Esau's that disease of the earth, and the Lord finna cut him off. He's the cancer of the earth. Ain't nothing profiting under this man. Let's get the book of Galatians. And we gonna go into these judgments that's coming to you Edomites. Y'all gonna be humbled out here. So enjoy your time at the top right now, because when it's over, it's over. Galatians 6 verse 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So Esau done sowed nothing but the sword, but he's gonna reap that. And I got, because this is my old phone, it's not connected, so I don't have access to the NLT when I'm recording. Lord willing, I get a tablet. I got it written down. This is the AI overview of Jeremiah 49 verse 16 in the New Living Translation. It says, God tells Edom that their pride and the fear they inspire in others have deceived them. Despite living in secure, high-altitude fortresses, and you see that right here. That's Esau. He's, got all these skyscrapers. Despite living in secure, high-altitude fortresses, God promises to bring them down, turning their arrogant confidence into destruction. The verse emphasizes that earthly power and intimidation cannot withstand divine judgment. And that's it's ticking down on Esau. Esau is moving like the bully, fucking everybody up. But that's gonna be returned on his head. It speaks on that in I think I'm gonna get that out later. Isaiah the 14th chapter. In the kingdom to come, all these nations are gonna narrowly look upon this man. Is this the man that did all this wickedness, that shook the kingdoms, that ain't released the house of his prisoners? Roughly paraphrasing, I'm gonna get that later. But let's start in the book of Obadiah, going these judgments coming to you prideful ass Edomites that done, here it is. They done, they put Jacob as the mascot of crime, or they tell Jake of the northern kingdom to go back to their country. This motherfucker done stole continents. He done stole continents. And he has the audacity to say, go back to where you came from. This is crazy. Let's get the book of Obadiah. But it's all good. We gonna start Obadiah at the top. Book of Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and the ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And you can see why. That bullshit you done did the other day, in Venezuela is only heightening how much everyone despises this man, and he don't feel bad for nothing. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that matches with Jeremiah 49 verse 16 we just brought out in the NLT. Verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? And Esau ain't leaving shit for nobody. That's mine. I'm stealing. I'm taking it all. If you want some, you got to come begging for it. And I'm going to charge you. And I'm going to charge you interest on top of that for those goods I just stole from you. This man's a demon. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And Esau is moving sloppier and sloppier. That the scriptures speak, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. In his latter end, all that wickedness, he's looking dumber and dumber because he's moving pridefully. He's not going to humble down. He's puffing himself up more and more and more. But once again, that's the Lord setting him up for his own destruction. Let's get the book of Jeremiah, matching this man is greatly despised, you Edomites. Everyone got Edomite fatigue. The whole world got Edomite fatigue. This is book of Jeremiah 49, verse 15, matching what we just read in Obadiah. He's despised among the heathen as well. He's only, 7% of the world population? The Lord's making his numbers small. His birth rates are low. He's not having children. That's his own wickedness falling upon him. Having all these A to the BORT clinics. Having all this fucked up ass food. Incentivizing feminism so the women don't need the men. This is all falling on his head too. He's being made small. The Lord is making this man small. Jeremiah 49 verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. And this man's greatly despised. We can see why, because he's a bully. He don't let nobody beat. We'll jump down to verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. And that least of the flock is talking about the tiny tops over there in that fake country, pretending to be us. The twin triangles over there in Western Asia, the so-called Middle East, those rats, okay, the tiny tops over there. They're going to draw America out into this third world. Okay, everything, they here it is. All these cities are plagued with poverty, and Esau is sending billions over to the Israel over there. They going to draw America out into this third world. Beautiful. We going to see it. Let's get to the next chapter, Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. This third woe. As we read in Revelation 11 verse 14, the third woe cometh quickly. And we look forward to this, because this is all the signs of us getting out of this man's hands, out of his captivity. This place, America, has been nothing but a giant prison for our people. This is Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, verse 22 through 26. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And that's talking about America. America been that hammer of the whole earth. We in Vietnam, we in North Korea, or we in South Korea, or we're in Korea, period, and they split them up. We all through Central and South America. We all through all these lands, just causing war. We over in Taiwan. We over in the so-called Middle East. This man don't quit, but he's about to get cut down. Let's get that again. Jeremiah 50 verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. And that's what these nations gonna do, starting with Russia. They gonna, Russia, all these nations that have that nuclear, they have that sword too. They have that nuke on deck, that nuclear capability. They finna get that evil thought and say, you know what, fuck it, fuck these people. They ain't no rest with them. And they gonna aim right, lock and load on Babylon the Great America. This is all prophecy. This is all written. This is gonna happen in this third woe. This is gonna be Jeremiah the 51st chapter. We'll start at the top. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon. And this, there's an ancient Babylon, but there's also modern day Babylon. Babylon the Great, meaning confusion. It's talking about America right here. This is Babylon the Great. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. Talking about them nuclear missiles. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her. Ooh, yeah, that's cold. Yeah, that's how Jake talk. Them fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that lifteth himself up in his, what is it? Brigandine. I'm gonna have to look that up after. And spare, let me take a picture of that. Brigandine. Hey, Ak, Baba Gashaw, Ak, if you still in the chat, if you could look up the definition in Jeremiah 51, verse 3, it says, bring in dine. Let me take a picture of that. Continuing, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly of her host. And now let's jump down to verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup of the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And that's that wine talking about philosophies. All these insane philosophies of the Edomites. This feminism, this QBL, GPT mob, all that madness. All these philosophies, these godless philosophies of Esau, Edom, the nations done drank that. And now they done gone crazy. And now they looking at they people in a state of destruction too. And they realizing what's the common denominator is Esau, Edom, and his philosophies. This man got to be taken out. Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up, even to the skies. And that's what's happening. Esau, the Edomites, they wickedness has been lifted up to the skies. And the Lord's now recompensing them of that wickedness through the form of destruction. His kingdom's going to be destroyed. The Lord's making this man a great example in the earth. We'll jump down in same chapter, Jeremiah 51, verse 25 and 26. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. And you Edomites going to perish forever. Let me also, speak on you wish people. It speaks on that as well in the book of Numbers, the 24th chapter. You Amalekites that's sitting in the cut, devising all these wicked schemes that own everything. Here it is. I'm in downtown Toledo. All the tallest buildings here got a name of some demonic ass bank on the top of it. That's Amalek. He was the first of the nations. He owns everything, but the Lord setting him up for his end. I almost said Amalek. Numbers 24 verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, you wish people, you tiny tops, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So you Edomites got a very harsh judgment coming to you. Let's also get the book of Isaiah. The 13th chapter, we'll start at verse 17, talking about this third woe, World War III. Hey, Bob, Thawada. It says, bring Andine, a coat of mail, typically one made of iron rings or plates attached to canvas or other fabric. Body armor, Ak. Okay, Thawada, Ak. Body armor, okay. Appreciate that, Ak. So this is going to be Isaiah 13. We'll start at verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which would represent the Russians today, which shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And what the Heavenly Father do to Sodom and Gomorrah? Lit it up with fire and sulfur, torched it up, turned it to completely just torched it up. What you think he gonna do to America? That same judgment, 100-fold though. This whole land will never be inhabited. And we could speak on that third woe that's brewing up as well in the book of Joel. You get Joel, the 3rd chapter. Okay, this is Joel 3. I'll just start at the top. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, talking about southern and northern kingdom of the Israelites, the 12 tribes. We're currently yet this day in our captivity under the hand of all these nations, but chiefly under the hand of the Edomites. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. We'll jump down to verse 9. Prepare ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves round about together. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come down, come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. So the Lord, the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, the Heavenly Father's judgment, is the so-called Middle East, where this third woe is mainly going to take place. All these nations, the Lord is sending all these nations for their armies to battle it out in that valley of Jehoshaphat, where the third woe is going to take place. And these nations are going to utterly destroy themselves. Plus, you're going to have the return of Yahweh Shai and the holy angels and what the world ignorantly calls UFOs and the chariots. They going to get busy too. This is that Independence Day. Except in this movie, the so-called WHIT man, he don't win. He lose, and he lose badly in this movie. And that's just the beginning of his judgment. He got 1,000 years in the kingdom to come to pay as well. Let's get another one. For time's sake, I'm going to just, rock with the phone on these next couple ones. Esau's gift, his blessing, that sword is going to turn into his curse. Going back to Galatians 6:7. The Heavenly Father is not mocked. This man done moved, as well as Revelation 13. This man done moved in the world, pulling out his sword every chance he done got. Well, that's how he's going to come down. That nuclear fire is going to knock his ass out. Isaiah 54 verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals of fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. That's ultimately that nuclear firepower that's going to be fired on not only here in America, but as well as that fake land over there, the tiny tops. They going to get blasted up too as well. But Israel's going to be rebuilt in the kingdom to come. America will never be rebuilt. This is going to be a monument of wickedness, a monument of rebellion forever, a house of desert creatures, of desert birds. Let's get 2 Peter 3, and this will be 10 through 13, speaking on that nuclear fire, that nuclear destruction, which is imminent. 2 Peter 3, we'll start at verse 10. But the day of the Lord come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And we not there right now, because once again, we got the Edomites, the wicked, within rulership. But in order to get to the kingdom of righteousness, we got to go through much tribulation. So we got Jacob's trouble, brewing up. We got the World War III brewing up. We got Civil War here in America brewing up. But all these are the sign, going back to 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9, the sign of Esau's end and the beginning of Jacob. And that's starting with the elect of Jacob. Lord willing, we be of that number that's going to receive mercy out of this impending destruction and bear the first fruits of the kingdom to come. Now, I'm going to close off with one more war scripture, the destruction of Esau in Babylon, the Great America. And then we just going to get some judgment of these Edomites. Let's get Revelation 18. And I'll start at verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, talking about America, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Because when this place gets whacked, it's just going to be a big-ass desert, where nothing but desert creatures and desert birds dwell. You're not going to be able to tell the difference between Lake Michigan and Florida and Arizona and Seattle and all. It's all going to be one big-ass desert. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I have heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And that matches up to it, Micah 2:10. You know, for this is not our rest. We supposed to spiritually come out of this place, not celebrating these BS ass holidays, you know, not following after the ways of the heathen, in particular Esau, Edom, you know, to return to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's laws, statutes, and commandments. And the Lord set up men to preach that word, that gospel. We know whether our people hear or forbear. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail. And it's going down. It's non-stop judgment out here. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that's coming, ain't you're not gonna see none of these buildings, none of these skyscrapers, none of these highways. All the elements gonna melt with fervent heat in that nuclear fire. Okay, so let's only got a few left. Speak on you know, how the Lord gonna humble this man Esau. This man got to be taken out. Let's get Isaiah the 14th chapter. Hey, something went down too. There's a lot going on in the background. And you could just imagine Jacob's trouble when there's no police, there's no firefighters. If the building go up in flames, it's just gonna be up in flames. You can see how crazy it could get when you don't have a police force, firefighters, or paramedics out here. Yeah, something went down, man. All right, let me close out. How long I've been? Yeah, it's been about an hour. Let me close out. And, shalom to you, Akim, that been tuned in. Let's get Isaiah, book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Verse 6. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall the hands be faint. Oh, excuse me. Well, that's coming too. That's that's chapter 13. Therefore shall the hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. That's what, when they see that destruction coming, especially when you get that nuclear war message, and you hear you got 10 minutes to take cover, and them nukes, them missiles finna touch down. That's going, and when Yahushua returns, and they see the chariots in the sky, a lot of people gonna faint. They gonna be scared. But this is verse 14. Isaiah 14. We'll start at verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. That's gonna be when Esau get taken out of power. He done ruled the whole world and all these nations in wrath, in anger. We'll jump down to verse 16 and 17. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? So that's how these nations gonna be looking at Esau and the kingdom. He's going, because right now he's despised, but there's a time when Esau was revered. All that's gonna come to an end. They gonna see this man for the devil that he truly is in the kingdom to come. And I'll never forget the elder Shaquat out there in GMS Las Vegas. Back when I was out there studying under those Akim, he said a very brilliant point that the nations, they gonna really see the wickedness of this man in the kingdom to come, and they gonna be mad. They gonna feel shame for following after this man. Okay, this man's the damn devil, especially 2/3 of our people too that listened after this man. But this is gonna be verse 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. And nothing but destruction is coming to Esau, Edom, and his kingdom. Let's get the book of Job, the 18th chapter. Speaking on the judgment of you Edomites, the great humbling of Esau, Edom. Job cuts into this man. Bounce around between Job 18 and Job, the 20th chapter. And then a couple more scriptures I'll close out. Hey, beloved, if you still on here, if you got anything you want to put up too, feel free. I'm about to close this out. The Lord willing, this was edifying. This is book of Job 18. We'll start at verse 5 and 6. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Jump down to verse 10 and 11. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Verse 17. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. That's what's coming. Esau not going to have no name. I believe I'm on Jefferson Ave right now. Ain't going to be no Jefferson Ave, no Columbia Ave, Columbus Way, the Columbia River. None of that. Esau not going to have no name. He's going to get put straight in captivity. He's in first. But as the scriptures say, the first shall be last. And he's going straight for last place. For Job 18 verse 19. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. And then let's get let's just run through that. Salakit. Job 18 verse 17. His remembrance shall perish from the earth. He shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh. Esau is godless. The Lord is not in his heart. He's not in his mind. He's thinking he's getting away with all this wickedness, but he's just running the tab up for judgment. This is Job 20. We'll get verse 4 and I believe 5. Knowing thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. We'll jump down to verse 9. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. And it speaks on that later in the book of Obadiah, how northern and southern kingdom, Jacob and Ephraim is going to be getting busy with Esau, and the house of Esau is going to be stubble. After this man serves that 1,000-year punishment, he's going to get torched up. He's not going to have any remaining, any remnant of his sons in the kingdom after that 1,000-year punishment. He's going to be done away with, because the kingdom of righteousness don't need a vessel of wickedness. Verse 15, he hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. Verse 17, he shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. And that's Yapa, because I was watching the beloved Akim of GMS Hawaii. And the brother, the Northern Kingdom brother of that, he said in the kingdom to come, he's not going to let Esau see no water. He's not going to be able to see no lakes, no rivers. And it just says it right there. Job 20 verse 17, he shall not see the rivers of floods, the brooks of honey and butter. This man going to be in the cave somewhere. The most ruthless, Shalom, the most ruthless and brutal of tasks he's going to be doing. The worst jobs, that's what Esau going to have. Verse 19, because he hath oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not. And let's close off in 27 and 29. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. All right, and then I got a couple closing scriptures. We got Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. I believe we started at verse 2, but I'm going to get verse 12. To summarize this great humbling coming to you Edomites. This book of Habakkuk 2 verse 12. 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. And all this kingdom of Esau, in particular here in Babylon, the great America, was established off the blood, sweat, tears, and robbery of the Israelites. And he gonna have to pay for that. Close off with this. Isaiah 33 at the top. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And hey, Lord willing, we seeking that day. We truly seeking that day where we get to deal treacherously with you Edomites, just how you did to us. Going back to, what was that? Revelation, I think it might have been 18. To reward her double, fill their cup double. We can't wait to recompense you for all the hell you done inflicted on our people. And hey, man, you got to get taken down. Yep, Revelation 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. And that's Esau's fear, is all the hell he done inflicted across not only the Israelites, but the whole world to come back upon him. That's why this man's moving paranoid. Okay, hey, the water ark. Let's close off on what the brother posted. Hebrew Israelite milk, Yakin on the walk, Shalom Ak, a Thawada Malak for the scriptures in that definition. This is Book of Daniel 7 verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Yapa precept. Oh, that's beautiful. And hey, we truly seeking that, where our people ain't working 30 damn days a week just to still be broke, not own shit. The woman can divorce you. She got an attitude. Just madness. So our people tired. As well as, hey, 2 verses up in the book of Daniel, 7 verse 25 says, he shall seek to wear out the saints. This man has thoroughly worn us out here, but it's a beautiful thing seeing this man's end come. And all this crazy ass moves he's doing, raiding all these countries, this rampage he's on, is a sign of this man's end come, his utter destruction. So hey, Abba Ball, shalom to you Akim that were tapped in. Lord willing, this be edifying, man. Shalom unto you.